Hey guys, it's garden time, and I'm going to walk around, show you what's going on in the garden, so you can see what all is going on, how much work I need to do, and how much work I've already have done. I work a lot in my garden, and I can't keep up with it. I bit off more than I can chew, but I'm doing it anyhow. Here's my raised bed that I'm doing for my asparagus next year. I'm not going to plant it until next year because I want that all to decompose. But that's being filled up. Got my sweet potatoes planted in here, and we're watering it as I speak. Hope, like everything, we get some sweet potatoes this year. Hope so. Chickens are coming to see me. Aren't they beautiful? They get so excited when I come outside. Oh, Mama's coming, Mama's coming. So, every one of them will be here in a minute. It's not time to feed them yet. As you can see, their gizzards or whatever in front of their neck is pretty full already from eating here in the yard. Let's look at the garden. Let me turn around here so you can see me. I'm going to be building a compost section right here. You'll see that soon. As you can see, here's the field. My husband tilled up. And over here, I planted cantaloupe. I'll show you some of the plants. I'm so excited. My husband don't like cantaloupe, but I sure do. Okay, here comes my first hill. And here's a cantaloupe right here. Right there. I'm gonna go around these, and then my husband's gonna go around all the plants afterwards. That's the cantaloupes. Now I'm gonna come over here on the other side where I planted the planted the pumpkin. Let me tell you a little story. When I was growing up, my mom planted popcorn. Well, we had corn too, but we had popcorn. And of course, it has to be dead, brown, before you can pick it on popcorn. When the mayor came around town, and I guess we had that corn, and he thought it was corn, and he thought it was dead. So he said he's going to get rid of it. So he was mowing it up. My mom come outside. She had the broom in her hand. She was chasing him and smacking him in the butt with the broom, saying, "Get out of my corn, my popcorn. You're ruining my popcorn." So, well, let's see if I can find a pumpkin. I have one. I see one. Got one pumpkin right here. Ta-da! But I'm working on the weeds a little bit each day. I'm not worried. I'm not doing a pumpkin, so I'm done with the watermelon. But I have pumpkin in here. You can see them. Now come over here. You can see the little dark spots in the field here where I've been digging around the watermelon plants with my shovel. My husband's going to come through here and get in between the rows and get all the grass out. But here's some watermelon. Got a watermelon here. Probably need to space them out some. I'm not worried about it because we want them thick. So they will, we want them thick so that if the Johnson grass does get carried away, it isn't going to kill all the watermelon, just some of them. But we got watermelon on each one of these little patches. I've been digging around in them today, getting it all de-weeded, and he's gonna get all the grass out. So that's the watermelon. You saw the cantaloupe the pumpkins and the watermelon. Not all of it, but some of it. Hey, butterscotch. So, bugs are finding things to eat too. I mean, the chickens are finding things to eat too. There's one over there in the garden. So, I gotta get the weeds out of the spinach and the lettuce and pick some of that out. I'm gonna start eating salads every day. You can see the spinach is not growing very good, but I got spinach in the garden in here too. So look, we got a potato from last year. Still, it's growing inside with the lettuce. And our potatoes are growing pretty good. I gotta get the weeds out, of course. There's 4 rows. There's 1, 2, 3. Last but not least, 4. And in this row, we have Brussels sprouts if they grow. There's some dill in between the Brussels sprouts. Looks like an old turnip from my when I put in my planting in the wintertime, a cover crop, that's what it is. And then the ones that grew up, I'm leaving, so I have a few turnips. Brussels sprout. Looky, my potatoes got flowers on them. That's a wonderful sight. Oops, I got a bug on the potatoes. I need to get that off of there. Tomorrow, I'm going to mix up some fish emulsion water. And I'm going to be, wow, look at that turnip. Looks like it's ready to pick. Nice little turnip down there. Not ready, but this one here is. I might pick that for dinner tonight. Look at these beautiful flowers in my potatoes. That is a good sign. So, the chickens are helping in the garden, guys. I got butterscotch. Get out of there right now. So I got some herbs and things growing in here. Some of it's weeds, but here's some asparagus. It's supposed to be asparagus. There's another one there. And here's some sage. But over here, that first row is the Brussels sprouts. Then I have broccoli and cauliflower. And I have 2 plants here. Oh no, I have more than 2. I have several plants here, so if I can just get this weeds out, I can get those separated, hopefully, without killing them. And let them grow up before it gets too hot. In here, as you can see, I've been working in here, trying to get the weeds out. And here's another turnip. What's it look like on these here? Not ready. But yeah, got lots of things. Let's see if I can find the spinach. I saw kale. I think this is kale. One of these. Is it kale? No, that's Brussels sprout. Anyway, I have my spinach and Brussels sprouts and things growing in between here. And my green beans. Here's some spinach that I have planted in between the green beans. I just got to get the weeds out, you guys. Got to get these weeds out. It's a non-stop process in this garden this year. And my garden is huge this year. Anyway, green beans. I'll be watering these, fertilizing them tomorrow afternoon. I'm gonna mix it up and spray so we can get rid of the bugs. I'll put neem oil on there for the leaves, and then fish emulsion around the bottom edges. I got some carrots in between the green beans here. Got some beets in between the green beans here. Here's some kohlrabi. Got 4 of those. I've got more than 4, but 4, and I got onions in between them. And I have some baby kohlrabi right here. And here's my beans growing. Of course, I need to spray them as well because there's bugs on the bug holes on the green beans. On the beans. Them aren't green beans. They're black beans, kidney beans, and pinto beans. I did get these weeds out so the green beans can possibly grow. I'm planting more green beans in the fall. I grow them a lot better in the fall than I do in the summer. So my fall garden will be a lot better. Here's some more kohlrabi. 1, 2. There's 2 right there. I'll probably put one here after I get the weeds out and plant one there. There's beets in here. Just gotta get the weeds out so they can grow. And on the other side of this here, I have my Chinese red noodle beans. As you can see, I'm going to take these weeds out of here. Here's one that's growing. But the ones that, when there isn't anything growing, I'm going to plant more seeds because I want some Chinese red noodle beans again this year. And then I put some grass clippings around the tomato plants. And pepper plants, I didn't get this in yet, but I have piles in here that I'll be putting around there. And it'll help keep the weeds out and also help with production. There's 3 tomato plants in here. When I get around to it, I'm going to take 2 of them out, put one in that cage and one in this cage because there's none in there. There's none growing. And here's a Tabasco plant and some more tomatoes there. Here's a jalapeno. It says jalapeno, and I got a yellow jalapeno in here. Isn't that nice? I've never seen yellow ones. I thought they were green. And then they turn red when they're ready. Another turnip, some cabbage, another turnip here, and tomato, jalapenos coming up pretty nicely. There's no tomato in here, but I need to get some planted in there ASAP. Another jalapeno plant there, tomato plant there. In here, I'm going to plant some, what's it called? It's called eggplant. I'm going to put 2 or 3 eggplants in there. Gotta get the weeds out of here so I can get more stuff planted. As you can see, there's some flowers on some of these tomato plants. Like here's some. I got the little walls built around so I can flood the tomato area. Water them really good. And over here, I have a potato plant that's left over from last year. I'm not going to touch it. There's another one right here also. And I have Roman tomatoes planted in here, but they're not growing yet. But I'll probably have to replant those. Got some collard greens. I need to get the weeds out of those. Some cucumbers. I'm supposed to have some okra in here for the cucumbers to grow up on. I don't need the starting grass, but I'm looking for the okra. There's supposed to be an okra in between so the cucumbers can grow up the stalk of the okra, because the okra, it'll handle it. And cucumbers and okra grow good together. I gotta get these weeds out, guys. There's another cucumber. Looking for the okra. Should only be one around there, but I don't see any. I do have some in here. Cucumber, cucumber, cucumber. The next video, I'll have the weeds out of these as well. I know I have an okra in here someplace. I have to, because I hope they growed. I planted them. Another cucumber here. Cucumber here. I don't see the okra. The okras take a while to get started, but they love the heat. And they'll just grow, grow, grow. There's an okra right here. Nope. Yeah, I think that's okra. Might be cucumber, but I think it's okra. So, I have wax beans over there. You can barely see them. I don't think we're going to get very many wax beans. I'm going to plant some yellow squash and some, see that tall Johnson grass? On the other side of that, I'm going to plant yellow squash and zucchini, and then some acorn squash, since I know they go all over the place. Acorn squash does. Let me go this way so I can show you the herb garden. I'm happy, in case you can't tell. The gardening is non-stop work. Okay, let's come over here. I scared one of the birds. Anyway, this first row is cilantro. I only see one. This is a weed. Right here's a weed. Cilantro. And then this here is sage. Don't have much, but I believe this is thyme. And I don't know. And then I think this is dill, but I could be wrong. And this is a bunch of weeds inside here. There's some sage there. And then cilantro is supposed to be in this last row as well. And then I have my little bathtub stock tank type thingy over here with the asparagus and the herbs I showed you already. I guess I can show you the onions and the garlic, and then it won't be long and I'll have my corn and pole beans and squash growing in my Three Sister area, so we can have some corn. Look at this. They are so excited. They think I'm going to feed them. I don't feed them until bedtime. That's why I let them come out here to eat all the mosquitoes and ants and get into trouble at the same time. Let's come over here and look at the garlic, which chickens broke. I'm going to take this fence down when the chickens are in their room. Take this fence down. Try to stand this garlic up and pack it around with dirt and try to fix it and water this really good. And then I'm going to put the fence completely around, fix it up, and the chickens won't be coming in here then. Hopefully I can get my onions, which looks like they're doing pretty good. I need to cut the tops off and eat them like chives. I got the onions, and the garlic needs repaired before it's too damaged. And I hope we get some garlic out of this. And that's my garden, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as the chickens do. So I have my greenhouse built up here. I'm going to be planting some blueberries and blackberries. 2 blueberry plants and 2 blackberry plants right here beside the greenhouse. Been working on the bed, getting it ready. As you can see, I'm going to put this chicken fencing around this area to keep the chickens and the cats out. And get there's 4 studs here for the greenhouse. 1 here, 1 here, 1 there, and 1 there. 4 plants can go in those spots, and then I can get them growing. And I'll block them off with this here fencing and tie them around these posts and tack them on the wood all the way around to keep the chickens out. When I want to work in here, I just take it off the top here and down so I can get inside and work, get the weeds out. Anyway, that's what I have for today for garden time. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next Monday for the next garden time and see if I get all those weeds out and how everything's doing. Maybe I'll have my 3 sisters started. Hopefully they'll be all planted by then. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Remember, God loves you, and so do I. Ta-ta.